Yes, very good evening. Very good evening to all of you, mate. How are you all? Yes, very good evening, madam. First, I am very well, madam. Meet. Thank you, madam. Yes, I am also doing good
You are
today.
currently the only person in this conference.
और बताओ बेटा, पढ़ाई कैसी चल रही है? पढ़ाई कैसी चल रही है सब? पहले के जो चैप्टर्स बड़ा पढ़ा है सब टाइम टू टाइम रिवाइज कर रहे हो कि नहीं सब लोग? यस, वेरी गुड इवनिंग बेटा. यस. अच्छा, लास्ट लेक्चर में बड़ा हम लोग ने जो टॉपिक स्टार्ट किया था उसका नाम क्या था? डिफरेंशिएशन. क्या बात है यार, क्या बात है, वेरी गुड. बट डिफरेंशिएशन जब पढ़ाना स्टार्ट किया था बड़ा, तो डिफरेंशिएशन पढ़ाने से पहले मैंने क्या पढ़ाया था बड़ा तुम लोग को? भाई डेरिवेटिव्स पढ़ाया था, डेरिवेटिव्स. तो बड़ा हम लोग ने डेरिवेटिव्स में क्या पढ़ा था बड़ा? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द टर्म डेरिवेटिव्स इज? Derivatives, it has been defined to be as the rate of change. It is defined to be as the rate of change in the value of a one variable with respect to the change in the value of other variable. It has been called to be as derivative. बराबर. अच्छा, तो बच्चा लोग मुझे ये बताओ कि here in this given chapter, the name of the chapter is बड़ा differentiation. So what is the meaning of the term बड़ा differentiation means? Correct. The process of finding a derivative is called to be as a differentiation. By very good. क्या बात है भाई, very good. But in order to carry out the differentiation, it is always compulsory. But we have to make the use of. We have to make the use of operator. And tell me who is that operator? Is d by dx. बराबर है बेटा. That operator is d by dx. तो भाई विदाउट यूजिंग बेटा d by dx क्या डिफरेंशिएशन करना पॉसिबल है हमारे लिए? अच्छा, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द टर्म बेटा d by dx मीन? d by dx का मतलब क्या होता है? डिफरेंशिएटिंग द टर्म विद रिस्पेक्ट टू differentiating the term with respect to x. बराबर है कि नहीं? एंड लास्ट टाइम बड़ा मैंने बताया था कि हाउ वी कैरी आउट दैट डिफरेंशिएशन, राइट? if y is equal to f of x, तो बच्चा लोग if y is equal to f of x, in order to carry out the differentiation, what we do? What is the first thing that we do? write down the statement. Bacha log, what is the statement? Differentiating y with respect to x. Next step is that we apply the operator d by dx on both the sides. और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बेटा जो मैंने पढ़ाया था वो क्या था कि भाई जिसके पास बेटा ऑपरेटर है वो टर्म हमेशा क्या हो जाएगा, चेंज, और जिसके पास बड़ा ऑपरेटर नहीं है दैट टर्म विल रिमेन वन और द सेम, बराबर है। तो उसमें बड़ा हम लोग ने डिस्कस किया था ना कि डेरिवेटिव ऑफ y with respect to x it will be dy upon dx। भाई उसमें अपने को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ f of x, तो डेरिवेटिव ऑफ f of x आंसर विल बी f dash x। What is f dash x? F dash x means it is the derivative of the function with respect to x. So, and then starting bada with the formulas, the chapter जो है बड़ा chapter it is being comprising of बड़ा formulas। Write down the heading to be as formula used, formula used, and now starting bada with the first formula number 1 bada. Formula number 1 bada. Derivative of y with respect to x derivative of y with respect to x, the answer is dy upon dx on the same line। बच्चा लोग मुझे ये बताओ कि डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u with respect to x क्या होता है? डेरिवेटिव ऑफ u with respect to x आंसर बेटा इट वुड बी, चलो फटाफट फटाफट सब लोग आंसर दो मुझे। रॉन्ग मीर, it would be du upon dx। very good beta Drashti, perfect, very good mate। what would be the derivative of v with respect to x beta? v dy dx of v beta, derivative of v with respect to x beta, answer would be dv upon dx। क्या बात है, very good beta। next, derivative of f of x derivative of f of x, derivative of f of x answer would be equal to f dash x, derivative of f of x, the answer is equal to f of x। next, formula number 3, derivative of k. Derivative of k, where k is derivative of a constant. Answer is equal to 0. Next line, where 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 k is a constant. अच्छा बच्चा लोग, when we talk about the term constants, तो बड़ा अपने को पता होना चाहिए कि what are constants, what are constants. सब लोग बड़ा बराबर ध्यान से सुनो कि when we talk about the term बड़ा constants, तो constants they have been defined to be as the quantities. They have been defined to be as the quantities whose values always it remains fixed. The quantities whose values always remains fixed. Such type of quantities they have been called to be as a constant. बराबर. Constants जो है बड़ा constants they have been further classified. Constants they have been further classified in two types, and that two types of constants they are number one, which has been called to be as a numerical constant, and number two, which is called to be as a non-numerical constant. चलो फटाफट मुझे आंसर दो बड़ा. Constants they are being classified बड़ा into how many types? Two types. Which are the two types of constants? Number one, numerical constant, and number two, which is called to be as a non-numerical constant. अच्छा, when I'm talking about the term numerical constant, अच्छा भाई, what is numerical constant? A constant which can be expressed in terms of numbers. Such type of constants they are being called to be as a numerical constant. Such type of constants what they have been called to be as a numerical constant. In mathematics, the set of all the real numbers, the numbers which belongs to a set of real numbers, they are all considered to be as a numerical constant. And when I am talking about the term non-numerical constant, acha bhai, what is a non-numerical constant means? Non-numerical constant means a constant which cannot be expressed in the terms of numbers. Such type of constants they are being called to be as a non-numerical constants. But a non-numerical constants they are being denoted by using small a, small b, or small c, yeah, even that dot 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 k. K is an example of a non-numerical constant. और यहाँ पे तुम लोग को बच्चा लोग याद रखना है कि जो नॉन न्यूमेरिकल कांस्टेंट नॉन न्यूमेरिकल कांस्टेंट, that non-numerical constant they are being called to be as what? Arbitrary constant. What it is being called to be as the arbitrary constant. Arbitrary constant. तो भाई तुम लोग जो 10th स्टैंडर्ड में k को यूज करते हैं ना k, where k is a constant, जब तुम लोग बड़ा यूज करते थे, it was an example of arbitrary constant. It was an example of arbitrary constant. Next line, write down examples. Next line, write down examples. Derivative of 4. But 4 is an example of a numerical constant. And by since 4 इट इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ बड़ा न्यूमेरिकल कांस्टेंट। तो भाई अपने को पता होना चाहिए कि डेरिवेटिव ऑफ 4 आंसर फॉर दैट इट विल बी इक्वल टू 0। नेक्स्ट बच्चा लोग, व्हाट विल बी द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ 7? 0। व्हाट विल बी द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ 10? 0। व्हाट विल बी द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ 2? 0। बराबर है, वेरी गुड बेटा, परफेक्ट। बड़ा सिंस वी नो दैट के कांस्टेंट जो है बड़ा, they are classified but into how many types? Two types, numerical and non-numerical. So in that case, ये बड़ा, what is A? A is also a constant, बराबर है? देख बार, constant है ना बड़ा, constant, बड़ा constant चाहे बड़ा कोई भी हो, कोई भी का मतलब कोई भी बड़ा, whether it is a numerical constant or whether it is a बड़ा non-numerical constant, constant आखिर में बड़ा कांस्टेंट ही होता है रे। मैंने क्या बोला तुम लोग को समझो? कांस्टेंट आखिर में कांस्टेंट ही होता है रे। एंड इन दैट केस बट वी नो दैट a derivative of a, answer for that will be equal to, answer for that it will be equal to 0। बराबर है? चल भाई आंसर बोल, what is the derivative of b will be equal to 0। derivative of c will be equal to 0। बराबर है? वेरी गुड बेटा, चलो परफेक्ट। अब ये फॉर्मूला नंबर 4, डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x रेज टू n। चलो भाई अब भाई चेक करो, when we talk about the term derivative of x raised to n, the answer for that will be equal to n into x raised to n minus 1, derivative of x raised to n, answer is equal to n into x raised to n minus 1। बड़ा विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम मुझे ये पता है कि तुम लोग ये फॉर्मूला तो बड़ा लर्न कर ही लोगे, बट ये फॉर्मूला तुम्हें कब, कहाँ और ये कैसे यूज करना है वो अगर तुम लोग को नहीं पता है तो ये बड़ा फॉर्मूला किसी काम का नहीं है। So in this given formula, you can see that ये देखो in the base, in the base ये देखो, बड़ा we can see that there is a variable, whereas in the power you can see that there is a constant, base में variable, power में constant। So whenever the base is a variable and the power is a constant, you can consider the given term to be in the form of x raised to n, and the derivative of x raised to n, answer it becomes n into x raised to n minus 1। Next time, example చూడండి. Examples ఏడు. Derivative of x raised to 7. So check करो बड़ा. In this x raised to 7, your base is a variable, but your power is a constant. Who is playing the role of n? But तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पे तुम्हें जो आंसर मिलेगा it will be equal to 7 into x raised to 7 minus 1, which will be equal to what is it? 7 times of x raised to 6. बराबर है. चेक करो, ये आंसर आया था तुम लोग को. चल, one more example. Derivative of x raised to 10. Base is a variable and the power is a constant. So answer but it will become as 10 into x raised to 10 minus 1, and that answer but it will be equal to 10 times of x raised to 9. चल, वेरी गुड. अच्छा बच्चा लोग, तुम लोग मुझे अब फटाफट फटाफट सारे आंसर्स डायरेक्ट बोल सकते हो मुझे डायरेक्ट. बताओ, what will be the derivative of x raised to 5? 5 times of x raised to 4. बराबर है. बच्चा लोग, what will be the derivative of x raised to 8? अरे वाह, वेरी गुड बेटा. चलो, वेरी गुड.